All right, and I'll read off, most of everything as I do. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Sounds like my kind of town. One sec. There we go. Little adjustment. Okay, that should be good. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There is much to learn, but one thing is already clear: the rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. Day 1. Friday. Now, one thing I'm going to do, just because, so you have this desk drawer, but just different object stuff like that. You can tag the plants and hand type the tags as you discover what they are. And that I'm going to just set the game to auto label because it's just a little bit quicker than me like hand typing each label individually. Yeah, no, it'll save a second or two. And then I can edit the labels after the fact kind of thing if I actually don't like just the base name of the plant. But anyway, and we got a kitty cat, which is always delightful. I found it, an excerpt on the elusive wandering boo. Come to the library in Ambleside and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the gilded dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Hellbore a good scratch behind the ear for me. One other note here. Dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Backborough. Keep it secret. So you can travel outside of the shop. You basically have these meters along the side. So you have the will to explore, which will build up slowly as you play the game. Also, certain situations will just fill it up. You can also try to fill it up. You can fill it up a little bit quicker by watering the plants. So, you hold the watering can over them, and you'll see like a little travel token pop out. Almost like a board game. So that'll pop out, and then as that fills up, you can travel to different locations on the map here. And then you can kind of take a look at things, go to different locations, try to find plants. And then like a bit of a mystery opens up. Like it was kind of starting to hint at it. The little bit of the game I played yesterday. One other thing. Oh, I gotta click it. Just a picture of a flower, which I still haven't quite figured out what that's for. And then the other thing you can do is you can drag plants into the microscope, and it'll kind of give you a better look at them, a bit of a description. And then the last one is, if you make wrong decisions, you have a sense of rising dread, which I have a growing fear deep within me. I cannot let it take hold. But anyway, to start out, just going to get the next customer. Also, you can pet the cat, and he'll watch the mouse, which is adorable. Victoria Gray. I must have walked past this shop 100 times without ever stopping to look. What a wonderful place to spend your day surrounded by plants. I came here because I have an unusual request. Actually, I wouldn't mind working at a, like a arboretum. Well, not an arboretum. That's trees, I think. But like a greenhouse or something. I think that'd be relaxing. Oh, shit. All right, let's get it together. At night I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me. But nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has gotten the better of me. I must find out what they are saying. So she wants some St. John's poppy. So we can go through our book of plants here. And it gets more complicated as you go on. They get more vague. Like the first day or so, it seems like they're just like, I want this plant. Whereas it gets a little more vague as the game goes on. So St. John's poppy. All right, the vibrant petals of this flower can be brewed to create a draught that can greatly improve the imbiber's hearing ability. The flowers of the St. John's poppy are bright red with a yellow center. So, like I said, since I did the first day, I'll be clipping through that pretty quick because I already know what plants and that for the most part. We'll see if my shitty memory comes into play, though. Maybe I'll make a wrong decision. All right, so that identifies that plant, and then that way we know 100%. All right, that is St. John's poppy. And then, like I said, you could manually type the labels, and then it gives you a bit of a page for, like, a new plant. Because, like, pop this over here. I'm going to put the unidentified plants on the lower shelf. I think. I don't know why I like this kind of game so much. I like these kind of, like... It's why Disco Elysium as well is, like... I like these investigation games. Could play Phoenix Wright at some point. I've never played them. Like, I know of them. I played, like, a little bit of one of them, but I never, like, got through them. Always kind of a regret of mine that I didn't get into them as they released. I have, like, a big compilation of them, though. All right, so like I said, you get the little label on the plant. You can drag the labels onto plants you've already labeled and, you know, change the color and stuff. So I'm going to make it purple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do pink for medicinal, yellow for, like, detrimental plants, and then I'll do purple for, like, basically, for lack of a better word, weird shit. Like, if it either does nothing, it's, like, mundane, or if it's just, like, it does weird shit that isn't, you know, beneficial, like, medically beneficial or medically hurtful. That's how I'm going to do things. But yeah, you can also edit that, so I could put, like, say, for example, if I wanted to, in parentheses, I could put in... put in the scientific name in case somebody asks for it by that name later. That kind of thing. I don't think I'm going to bother with that, but it's something you could do. All right, and we can travel now, so I'm going to do that real quick. Like I said, I know a bit of these. So this one is they just want us to come to the library in Ambleside. And you literally, like, have to figure out, like, where things are based on, like, later on it gets really vague. It's like east of this town and it's a hill. I don't know. The library here in Ambleside is one of my favorite haunts. Simone, the librarian, is always helpful and friendly, and shares some of my passion for unusual plants. Today she's grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she's found. Alright, so we learned about 2 new plants. And then we'll pop back to the shop. Another thing I noticed is there's buttons. Well, what seem to be buttons in this desk. And when you click them, they rotate between a few different plants. But I haven't been able to figure out even slightly what the hell that's about. Alright, let's get the next customer in. It's David Schaffer. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants though, eh? Got a letter for you. I like how they just, like, walk backwards out of the shop. He's I don't know. He looks suspicious. Alright. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger. Just as I had come to fear that wickedness has infected the hearts of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. So, based on that note, we know it is the far eastern side of the woods to the south of Gosforth. We can click that. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It is not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. Oh, we got a new flower. And then we can archive any notes that we've figured out. And I'll take a look for this next time I have the will to explore. I like if you try to click it when it's not. It's like, I have neither the time nor inclination to travel. Gilbert Ames. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way around down through Back Barrow. I never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now and I brought Bennett from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Oddly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to cover to get here. So this boy wants some lemon dandy. Alright, its curled leaves are thought to be the origin of this name. Of the name of this plant. Supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medicinal uses, the flower of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. And that would be... Like I said, this comes in handy because you can look at it and go, that's not quite right. So it's probably this one here. Plant identified. And then he's now traded us that... Oh shit, what did he say that was called? Bennett, right? Bennett. Do I even have the thing for that? Oh shoot, I should have labeled that. Okay, here's what we'll do. Because I instantly forgot the name. There. Just until it like comes up in my book. And then the lemon dandy. We'll switch that to pink because it is a medicinal plant. And we'll pop her up on that shelf. Shit. Already got too many plants. Alright. Then... Dangerous plant goes sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Back Barrow. Keep it secret. Back Barrow. Northeast. Like I said, I've already done the first day, so I know where this stuff is kind of off by heart now. The weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into bright sunshine. A good thing too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over a cloak of unwelcome shade. That definitely looks just poisonous. What did say it was dangerous? Alright, who do we got next? Faye Swift. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her, a terrifying black skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing, but not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. So, get forest camphor. The strong-smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful sulfuric effect, making it a common ingredient in sleeping draught. I never know how to say that word. It's always been a weird word for me. Draughts or droughts? Should just get one of those pronunciation things on YouTube to tell me. The camphor produces a beautiful, rounded, dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. That would be this boy here. All right. And then pink, medicinal. Got any wandering boo? That always reminds me of, oh, what's his name? That old hermit inventor, the Wanderer. Anyway, the boo, if you've got it. I couldn't imagine somebody walking into a plant shop and just spouting this bullshit, though. Like, what are you talking about? Just be like, hey, do you have this plant? I don't need your life story, lady. Wandering boo. So called because this fungus can move slowly in the dark, it has been known to cover distances of up to several meters in a single night. The gills on the underside of this mushroom form beautiful flowing lines. They are also quite hard and sharp, earning this plant the nickname Finger's Bane. That's cool. Oh, what's this? Then, wait, I might just leave the labels there because I use them a lot. And then we'll turn that purple because it doesn't really have any discernible benefit. All right, so that's the end of day 1. And then the cryptic shit starts. It started when she found something that she was not meant to find. A book, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library.